Church of the Resurrection presents a reflection by parishioner Louise Cox on her experience at the 2024 Eucharistic Revival in Indianapolis in mid-July. This is part 2 of 3.
So Louise, you've shared a lot about how profound this experience was, and you just mentioned in your sharing about a talk about mission, about going out. So what would you say this experience that you've had, how does it rejuvenate your call? How can it rejuvenate our call to be a church on mission? And particularly thinking of our Church of the Resurrection mission statement, to love, to serve, and to build a just world.
Right. Well, first of all, love will come from prayer, and we have a mission every day to pray for everyone, no matter who they are, where they're from, how they think, or anything. That's number one. To serve, we have our various projects. We have our service day coming. We have our food pantry, which is alive and well, under St. Francis' careful eye, and all the volunteers. We have so many things there. And for a just world, we have to keep ourselves apprised of what's happening, not only in our nation, but in our own neighborhoods, with our neighbors and the people that we encounter, and see them as a beloved person made in God's image, and go from there and make sure that they're getting their share and their dignity. And we can do that, which is why, of course, we have the statement.
So, Louise, the Eucharistic Revival was called due to a perceived lack of understanding among Catholics about the presence of Christ in the Eucharist. What would you say, after your experience in Indianapolis, to someone who still struggles with that doctrinal aspect?
And that's an excellent question, because that is the exact point of why we have the Eucharist. If Jesus came just to give us nice words to follow and to feel good about ourselves and our neighbor, then as one scholar said, Christ's death on the cross was just a Roman execution, nothing more than that. And why follow this person? Why persist in it? But I would say to somebody that's maybe on a higher level for thinking, but for someone who doesn't understand, let's ask them about somebody they love. When you love someone, you learn about them. You ask questions. You try to understand where they are coming from. And I think we have to do the same thing with our faith and with Jesus, and our belief that Christ is really there every day. Or every moment that we have a Eucharist. Doesn't have to be every day, but when we have it.
Louise,
Excuse me.
the Eucharist can be understood as a noun, something that's to be adored, but it can also be understood as a verb, something to be lived. In what ways did this Eucharistic revival, this experience, help to support and enhance probably both dimensions, both the adoration dimension as well as living the Eucharist?
Another good question. Thank you, Father.
That's why I get paid the big bucks.
That's right. The adoration and the worship, the adoration of Jesus and those moments of quiet, peaceful looking at Jesus, that was maybe 2% of what we did at this conference. The verb is we have to go out, we have to be what Christ has given to us to other people. But we always have to have Christ as our starting point, maybe the noun, but because Jesus is there standing still and we have our consecration and we adore him. But we also have to go out. And Jesus was totally a verb. He walked everywhere. He spoke to everyone. He didn't just say, okay, here I am, come on in and visit. No, he went to the people. He went to places he wasn't supposed to go. Culturally, he broke the rules. And he went everywhere. So, and this is what I saw. Being there with all these people and Sister, I thought of you often because here you are with your cross, and Sister Dorothy with her cross, and Sister Margaret, and all the other sisters and religious I know. Yes, there were sisters all in their habits. They were lovely to look at. You could identify them as a group. But every day the rays of Christ shine out from your symbol that you carry, that we know who you are. And I thought of you often during this.
Thank you.
You're welcome.